These chicks will twist anything to keep men in the dark about their desire for lopsided setups, where she gets the privileges and you get told to be a man and give them to her.
Can we talk about when a guy makes a girl pay or he doesn't open the door for her or he's just not being a gentleman and he's like, well, you wanted equality. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? We wanted equal rights, like women should be able to vote and stuff. What? That's literally it. No
Is
one
it?
asked to pay for anything. No one asked to open their own doors or carry their own suitcases. Don't be manipulative like that. That's crazy. Don't flip it on us like that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We wanted to be able to speak and have a voice and get jobs if we wanted to. But please, that argument is so crazy to me. It's really funny. I'm like, oh, you're stupid.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but she said, we just wanted to be able to vote. Nobody said we wanted to pay for things. No one asked to open their own doors. Nobody asked to have to carry heavy stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? That's a great point. I totally misunderstood. You want to vote and make your own money just like men, but without the responsibilities or effort that come with being like men. No, you're right. That's my bad. I misunderstood completely. That's like me saying, I wanted to drive really fast and have fun, have a great time. I didn't ask for a ticket. I didn't ask to have to pay this fine. It's absurd. I guess she doesn't know this, but effects and consequences don't wait for us to explicitly ask for them before they arrive. That's not actually how life works here on planet Earth. And yet she's the one calling us stupid. But here's how she's actually wrong. Men treated women favorably because society revolved around the family. Women occupied a different role in society that was assigned to them based on their natural and now politically incorrect strengths and weaknesses. A man had duties tailored, yes, to provide, protect. A woman had duties designed to nurture and sustain the home. And each role was complementary, both rooted in natural strengths. And when those strengths were paired, the family flourished. Women were not competing with men for money or authority or status. They were oriented toward family, right? Children, and something completely lost among them today, virtue. So once women entered the workforce and politics en masse, well, the organizing principle shifted from patriarchy to egalitarianism. So at that point, women stopped being complements and they actually started becoming competition. So the structural difference that justified asymmetrical treatment disappeared. But the thing is, women didn't stop at changing their role. What she fails to understand is that first wave feminism was not simply about voting and equality. It has always been and still is about gynocentrism, misandry, female supremacy, obliterating the nuclear family, and traditional gender roles for women. She seems to be expressing desire for a movement that only advocated for female suffrage and equal pay, and that's it. But the truth is, no such movement has ever existed. And it's certainly not the one our current climate is a product of. It should be no surprise to you that a woman would try to get the best of both worlds and remove her requirement to choose just one. She certainly isn't going to let a little logic and sense get in her way of doing so. And, even if it was about the things she is suggesting, that would still remove the justification for privileged treatment from men generally. Let's touch on the virtue aspect as well, because this again is a product of feminism since the very start. Not deep into the waves. This is at its core the annihilation of female virtue, further disqualifying them from what she's describing, gentleman treatment, right? It's 2026, and these women aren't ladies anymore. They curse like sailors. They dress like hookers. They sleep around without shame. And instead of complimenting men, they envy men and compete with them. They've also adopted a parody of masculinity. And now things like serving, submitting, nurturing, or doing anything for a man is basically forbidden, or at least frowned upon. And you will see more of that in the next clip I'm going to play for you. And then other things like, the nuclear family, seen as evil. It's something designed to hold women back. At this point, it's a miracle men still talk to Western women at all. What's even more unbelievable is the delay between how much women have changed and how slowly men are catching on. So many men still haven't figured it out, completely stuck in a blue-pilled world, right where female manipulators want them, like her, even though she's calling us the manipulators for pointing out the flaw in their worldview or holding them to its logical conclusion. Women have actually entered the workforce in large numbers, inflating the labor pool, which drives down male earnings. And because of women's hypergamy, their instinct to date across or up in income and status, it's become harder for men to find suitable wives and build families. So not only are women stepping into the same lane as men, they're actually stepping on men in the process. They, again, flood the workforce. They vote now. So they shift policy. They have made life harder for men. They've lost all sense of virtue, and yet they still demand men make life easier for them and grant them privileges because of their gender. Are you starting to see the absurdity? At least she admitted that it is in fact about gender, instead of pretending she cares about it because of some great concern over a general lack of good manners, like most of the women that discuss this do.
Every time I post a video about, how a man should be taking care of his woman, spoiling her, whatever, there's always men in the comments, and it honestly makes me laugh. They say, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I think that is, hilarious. That's honestly the problem. Men like that, you have to stay away from. Honestly, the problem. Because, what do you mean? You need to do your part. Make your woman feel good. Treat her good. Spoil her. And in return, you get 10 times more when you do that. You get 10 times more.
Right.
But the problem is that men don't even want to try anymore. They don't even want to bother. They're stingy. They're gross. They're selfish. And yeah, they're wondering. They're wondering why.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat my previous point. It is a miracle men still talk to Western women at all. Surely she cannot be shocked that men don't want to try anymore after hearing herself talk. Why would someone consider anything long-term with women like this? And you know what? They've actually disincentivized trying. And I'll tell you how. Because they respond very well to less effort, ironically. And who would want to stick around for this? Especially after the post-nut clarity. You imagine. Well, I mean, what is she so upset about here? So apparently she's been talking about how men should take care of their women, spoiling them, and guys are saying, well, it goes both ways. And that's what she's triggered over. Obviously, it goes both ways. Not spoiling, but taking care of one another. And I say not spoiling because that word, it has a meaning, and it's to harm the character of someone, to spoil them. So, to all the parents out there, please don't spoil your daughters and then send them out into the world for the rest of us to deal with. It'd be very much appreciated. Her getting upset over men saying, yeah, women should take care of their men too, just tells you she's offended by reciprocity. And as I mentioned previously, reviewing that first clip, to do things for a man frowned upon by modern women. And that she's offended shows you exactly how she views relationships and how she views men. She's a modern woman. She's feminist, misandrist, doesn't like men that much, wants to be spoiled. And this is the thing. Modern women, they want to be spoiled. But compared to women of the past, they bring so much less, and yet they demand more. What she's describing, at least it sounds like, and probably has experience in, is a kind of sugar baby, sugar daddy dynamic. The man throws money at her, spoils her. She runs around spending it shopping. She does fuck all day. No kids, doesn't cook, doesn't clean, doesn't do anything. She just thinks men are supposed to take pleasure in watching her spend their money. Kind of like what Tommy Lawrence said. Like, no, men give us money because they like to watch us spend it. They make money so we can spend it. I think that's actually Schopenhauer. Women think men make money so that they can spend it. Something like that. And this seems to be how so many women, contemporary women, view relationships. I think it has a lot to do with their obsessive, rampant materialism and not wanting to spend their own money to fund it. And she kept using the word spoiled, and she means it. She wants excessive, indulgent, and one-sided treatment. Clearly what this woman wants is a sugar daddy. So, of course, when men start talking about being mutual, being reciprocal, she can't process it. Because in her mind, well, she's the prize, and men are her sponsors. Oh yeah, it's no wonder men aren't trying. Let me get this straight. Men are supposed to chase women like her so they can spend their hard-earned money on her to get no reciprocity from her, and in the end, to end up with a nagging, spoiled brat cosplaying masculinity who can't even cook a meal? Yeah, hard pass.